Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your bed-headed host, me. I slept darn good. You can tell. I mean, when you look at a man like this, you can say, "Oh, look at that!" Right? Slept good last night. The duality of man is interesting. 2 days ago, I hit 10 home runs. I was feeling on top of the proverbial home run world, and we turned around yesterday and came up with three home runs. Now, I picked 10 guys to hit home runs as part of Top 10 Tuesday. 10 guys, and I got 0 of those 10 after just being able to hit 10 guys straight the day before. Now, the silver lining, in quotes, is that there were an average of 1.8 home runs hit across the board yesterday. I believe only 3 out of 15 games had 3 or more home runs. So in some ways, it's not our fault. Home runs were just down yesterday. I was not optimistic, quote unquote, yesterday. If you'll remember, the start of the video yesterday was pretty negative, and I was correct there. So that's the silver lining. Today looks a little bit better, but it's not overwhelmingly fantastic. We do have some afternoon games, and we finally have our schedule completely figured out. Marriage Monday, Top 10 Tuesday. Now, today is Wishful Wednesday, otherwise known as Longshot Wednesday, but I wanted it to be alliterative. Tomorrow we'll change this into something alliterative, but right now it's GMG versus AI Thursday, Fairweather Friday, Streaky Saturday, and Suggestion Sunday. I texted this to a friend last night. I said, I got a lot of videos to make. I got our home run video. I got my golf stream. I want to do my betting timeline video, talk about my time as a professional sports bettor, what it looked like, the cycles I went through and where I am now. Then I want to talk about sort of an overview of that with like a betting cycle video. What happens to people when they become professional sports bettors? What are the routes? What are the options? What happens when it all falls apart because of limits? I'm supposed to do a video for a company called Sharp Hunter. We don't know the details there. I want to do some NFL division previews, and then Ballpark Pal just released a new feature that I think is fantastic that I want to show off. So I need to stop talking about it. I need to get to work. But yesterday, it's my wife's birthday week. Yesterday we went to a minor league baseball game, and so just had a busy all around week. Here we go. We got an early start today. These games are at noon. Game in Washington. I think Washington looks good here. I would prefer right-handed batters. And as I put in the notes, probably just go with Austin Hayes. Yesterday, I had more hits from the 4 guys. I think of the 4 guys I wrote in these columns, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Mickey Moniak, and Ryan McMahon. I wrote 4 names down yesterday. 3 of those guys hit. I hit as many in my side notes as I did in my official leans. So just take Austin Hayes, I guess. Spencer Steer, Noelvi Marte, Ahmad Rosario, and Josh Bell. One of the better spots. I think you could get some runs in this one. The opposite of better spots is this, the worst spot, probably of the day. Don't love it. Don't like it. Jesus Sanchez, I looked at. Kyle Stowers, I looked at. But if you want to take anybody from San Diego, it's going to be probably the big dogs, Tatis and Machado. But I don't like any of it, so I'm staying off. Game in Atlanta, Rafael Devers. Good price on him. 440 is a good price for Devers. Drake Baldwin, 625, and Jurickson Profar. I looked at Jung Ho Lee for a long time, but he just doesn't hit home runs. And you guys have talked me out of picking long shots that just don't hit home runs. So I'm not taking him, but hopefully we don't have to clip this segment this afternoon and post it online and say, Jung Ho Lee, yep, should have just gone with him. Game in Pittsburgh doesn't look good for Pittsburgh, but Torkelson and Jahmai Jones both look pretty good to me. And then finally, this game in New York is weird on the simple fact that Burke doesn't look like he's going to pitch much, so it's hard to get a total read on what the Mets are going to be able to do. He's also a lefty, and so you're presenting a lot of lefty-on-lefty matchups with a lineup that has some of the strongest lefties in the league. So I'm just staying off of the Mets. Overall, the Angels do not look like they are set up well against Sean Manaea, but Joe Adell is the one guy I think that has an opportunity at 4:30. Game in Chicago, we got a classic Wrigley game. Wind is blowing out, and it's blowing out to left, which means right-handed batters look like they should have a massive, massive advantage here. Jonathan India, Bobby Witt Jr., Seiya Suzuki, and Dansby Swanson. When I look at these numbers, they look about fair, so I'm not running to the window. Dansby Swanson would probably be my favorite at 450. Miguel Garcia would also be fine. Again, it should be a great spot. Game in Colorado, we're just going to run back the 2 guys that hit yesterday, Mickey Moniak and Ryan McMahon. Unsure about St. Louis here. I want to go with lefties, but all their lefties are hurt outside of Brendan Donovan, and there's not enough information on the pitcher today, so I just left it. I left that stone unturned. Game in Arizona, got some kind of long shots here anyway. The odds are pretty good in this game. Jose Altuve, Randall Grichuk, and James McMahon, a name I don't think I've ever suggested before. He's getting more playing time, and he's hit one the last week, I think. I'm still kind of feeling out what he's able to do, but I like his matchup against Colton Gordon today. Game in Seattle, overall, I think Milwaukee as the underdog could be a spot here. They've been hot, one of the hottest teams in baseball lately, and I think they look good, match up well against Luis Castillo in this one. So if you want sort of a side play, Milwaukee money line is an option. I'm probably not going to bet it. I may rope it in, do a promo here or there, but it's something I had my eye on. Andrew Vaughn, William Contreras, Polanco, and J.P. Crawford are my leans. Game in L.A., Trevor Larnach, Willie Castro, Teoscar Hernandez, and Mookie Betts. Tyler Glasnow's pitching, and Minnesota doesn't look like they're going to set up well for him, but these two guys were sort of diamonds in the rough. So they are my leans for that one. Last games of the night, game in Cleveland, Ryan O'Hearn, Gunnar Henderson, Jose Ramirez continues to hit home runs. I think he's had 3 since we've been back from the All-Star break. That may be wrong, but it's pretty close to being right. Hit another one last night. Kyle Manzardo at 4-1. Game in Philly looks good overall. Alex Bregman, Rob Refsnyder, Bryce Harper, and Trey Turner. I'm kind of torn. I think I want to focus more on right-handed batters here with just how the wind is going and how the pitching is. But I think anybody's in play should be one of the better spots today. Game in Toronto, Max Fried is pitching, makes me a little nervous. George Springer at 6-1 against him, I think is more than fair. Cody Bellinger, also been very, very hot lately, and Aaron Judge. 255 is pretty good for Aaron Judge anyway. That's on Camby. I think on FanDuel he's 140. So you're just getting if you just want to say FanDuel sharp, just raw EV, raw numbers, you want to play that game, Camby looks good at 255. Game of Tampa Bay, I continue to be optimistic about this spot, and it continues to let me down. It's likely because we have the White Sox there. They just aren't a home run team. So, I temper my expectations. Andrew Benintendi, Luis Robert, Jonathan Aranda, and Yandy Diaz would all be my leans. I think all those prices are just fine for this matchup and what this park should be able to do, but there is some rain chance. Last game in Texas, Wyatt Langford, Kyle Higashioka, I've written on the wrong team, and I'm just now realizing it. Brent Rooker, Shea Langoliers, also on the wrong team. Flip-flop those. By now, you guys should know that. My apologies there. Rooker, I think, at 4-1 is good. If you want to run like a Camby parlay or a Camby round robin, if you have a Ballybet or a Bet Rivers or Bet Parks, I don't know what else in other states they have. Rooker, Judge looks good. Maybe you want to throw Manzardo in there. Maybe Swanson, I said he was my favorite. Trevor Larnach looks good. Bell's been hot. I think he's hit 1 or 2 since the break. Joe Adell. There's some options. So, you can play with those. They're good to the market. Just an opportunity, just an option there. So Wishful Wednesday, Longshot Wednesday. Here are all the players that I have who are over 600. All the players that I have that are over plus 600. And I was thinking, do I just take the longest odds? Do I go J.P. Crawford? And then do I pick a guy from this game, maybe Altuve, Rosario, or Marte, same game, and then Willie Castro? Do I do that, or do I pick and choose? I picked and I choosed. I pocked and I chawsed. And here's what we came up with. Here's what I got. Over on FanDuel, this is our Longshot Wednesday. We don't expect to hit it. We're just having fun. Noelvi Marte, William Contreras, Rob Refsnyder, and Andrew Benintendi. I will tell you, I ran this as a round robin, as I typically do, by 2s, by 3s, and the total parlay. So we'll see what happens. And again, it's Wishful Wednesday. We don't expect to hit it, so bet an amount you're not going to be upset. When we lose, not if. When we lose Wishful Wednesday. But you can't spell win without W-I-N, right? We'll see. I'm all over the place. Okay. Take care. Under 10 minutes today. That's pretty good. Drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment. We'll see you tomorrow, and I love you very much.